I've been talking about some mechanical features about functions without really showing you until, frankly, now. So in the code that I have for you, there has to be two processes that happen before a function is really, frankly, used. Number one, it's got to be created. Number two, it's got to be called. So there's a two-step process to this. If one's missing, we're in deep doo-doo. You could have a function, by the way, that is ready, prepared, and everything else, and never gets the call. Kind of sounds like maybe a baseball player. You know, hey, if you don't get the call, you don't get to play. So in this example of what we have from here, we're always going to start from the main. The main is where we've been working with the whole time, but the main is the one that's kind of the delegator and goes all from there. Notice the main is going to be calling some of the other functions that we have here. And well, if we start from the main, from the top to bottom, we have get function one. That means we jump all the way to get function one. We complete it from top to bottom. And then I'm going to leave you with the rest of it from there because things get a little bit more interesting, not by a lot. Don't get overly complicated about it. But here's what I want you to do real quick, and then we'll come back with it. Answer these three questions, and I'll be back. If you got confused or you got something wrong, it's not a big deal. I'm going to go over all of it, especially number 3 with you here in a moment. So bear with me here. Number 1, which function in this entire program is called first? In reality, I know a lot of you were probably going to say, oh, get function 1. Nope. It's actually the main. Main is the first function that really gets called, and remember, that means we execute that particular function. Main is a function. It is. It's got the parentheses behind it. It looks very similar to all the other ones. That's our first function. With that thought, what's our second is then once we're inside the main, then we go ahead and get function number 1. So you're going to see two things really happen here as I go over number 3. Number 1, I'm physically going to connect the dots on how things are happening. And then above, I'm kind of showing you something that we're going to go over here in a little bit called a call stack. So bear with me on both. So first, we know that main is going to be starting things out. So what we display in the code is not main, but we got to say that main started things out because frankly, well, main does start. And then we go ahead and jump to function number 1, which is all the way up here. And in function number 1, again, as soon as I get there, I got to complete it from top to bottom. So I am going to see out my A, but notice I'm not done yet because I got another line. But notice, geez, now I got another function I've got to jump to, and that is going to be get function number 3. So now I'm going to jump to get function number 3, and I display a C. And then there's nothing else in function number 3, so I can get rid of it. I still got to go back to function number 1 because, hey, there might have been something under get function 3. I know you and I have the gift of overall sight. We don't see that, but the compiler won't. Now that I know that I'm done with all of get function 1, then I return back to where I originally called it. I am done with get function 1, and I continue down the rest of the main. So far we have A and C. Now I have a new call to function 2. Function 2, thank goodness, all it does is display B. Fantastic, B is out. I'm done with function 2. Go back to where it was originally called. I'm finished with that. Now I go to function 4. Again, once I'm back in the main, still not totally done from top to bottom yet. Get function 4. Get function 4 tells me to display a D. And then we have, right underneath of that, go to 3 again. 3 is a C. We're done with all of that. We go back to who originally called it, which was really get function 4. Now we're done with that, and then we come all the way back where I finally hit return 0, and I'm done with our displays. Now again, there's two things that are showing up, is what was really displayed And how did I keep track of everything is the other thing called a call stack. And again, we'll go over that, but I'm trying to help you with both of them here so you're used to it. So that's exercise number 1. Here is exercise number 2. Totally up on you on this one. Okay. Now, by the way, I don't think I've made any changes to any of the functions. The only thing that's changed is the call order in main. That's the only thing that's different. So the mechanics. All I'm asking for you is to tell me what was displayed. But if you want to use that call stack that I was using from before, it might be a good idea just to help you trace and figure out what's going on. Totally up to you. I'll leave it at that. Let's get to work. Again, got to start from the main. That's the one that's really being called first out of all this. Now I go to get function 3, which is just simple, C out A. Get done, come back. Now I get function 1. C out, there's our A, and then it says go back to function 3, which is our C. C is done, function 1 is done, go back to main. Now I go to 5. Get function 5 is just going to display an E. C-A-C-E. Well, I think I said B. Ooh, anyway. There's our E. Then we go to, as soon as 5 is completely done, we go back. Now we go to 6. There's my F. And, well, we're done with 6. Move back, and then go to 2, and then B. So that's, and again, finish all of 2, and then go back, and then we are done with the main from there on out. So that will be our result when it comes to our display. And again, I think somewhere around here, the overall stack and call stack is showing up as well to help you track exactly how that happened.